doing in there? No, I think we missed it. No, oh come on, that's got it. No, I am really struggling at this. I'm trying to get a cool shot. Anyway, I think you get the gist. We got a claw machine for the warehouse. And the purpose for this thing is one of the 5 reasons we're gonna be talking about today. Let's go. And this claw machine isn't just for fun, it's part of the experience people get when shopping with you. When customers bring their families, their kids are more entertained while their parents shop longer, making them feel a little more comfortable in your space, in your store. And this claw machine isn't just for the kids, it's for the parents too. We're gonna be doing mystery coffee cups to include coupons, cash prizes, and free giveaways. People remember how they felt shopping with you more than they thought. This is just one thing that's going to help improve the experience when shopping here at Wholesale Warehouse. Well, I don't think this is gonna do anymore. That is much better. All right, now on to number 2. Even though this is a liquidation business, presentation does matter more than you think it does. It's what separates you from your competitor. Our business is built around amazing value and amazing steals and deals. So when customers come in here, that is what they're expecting. Good deals at a reasonable price. One thing that we try to offer in separation from a lot of liquidation businesses is the cleaning aspect. We put each and every couch through our 4-step cleaning process, which involves the initial inspection, the dry vac, the spot or full deep clean, as well as finishing touches when it comes to sewing up small holes or shaving any of the pilling off. And that's, again, what separates us from a lot of the other liquidators. We not only care about our product, but we care about making it look good in here. Obviously, in this middle section, this is more of our miscellaneous section, which is kind of empty right now. But up front, we have the brand new stuff. It's fully displayed with walkable aisles, enough room for a couple different families or couples to go up and down. And then our warehouse side, we try to spread it out as much as we can without limiting too much floor space. That way you can kind of walk around. When we get to the point we're at now, when we're kind of limited on inventory while we're waiting for more stuff to come in, that does open up the floor space quite a bit, obviously. But we don't want customers to be shoulder to shoulder with each other while they're trying to look at furniture or look at new pieces and all that good stuff. We also try to keep stuff in a set spot, like what we did with our recliners back here. We moved those because we just installed a retractable drop cord right up here. This is more or less to test the recliners when people want to check them out, plug them in, make sure everything works. That is more of a convenience thing, but I think it kind of fits the aspect of presentation. You know, being able to just utilize and test everything out makes that so much easier. On to the next one. If you don't know what's actually making you money, you're gonna work 10 times harder only to just go broke. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is know your cost of goods on items, know how much you sell them on average, and even take note of how long some stuff might take to sell. Because some pieces move faster than others. And when we have a couch in the warehouse that's been here for 2 months, you know, it's probably about time to drop the price on it. The easiest way that I have found to keep track of dates listed, dates sold, all that good stuff is using Excel or Google Sheets. I'll throw a portion of my books here on the screen to show you what we do. When we get a new truckload in, we download the manifest, import that, make some changes into our Excel spreadsheet. Once it's in there, we add the price we want it for as well as the shipping cost and divide that by the number of units that are in that truckload. That gives us our cost per goods per unit. So if we want to make our money back, we have to make at least this much per unit in here in order to bounce back or make a profit. Now, granted, there are some filler sales in there. I classify those as items that you're not gonna be able to make your cost per goods on. So for example, we get a truckload of 16 units. All of them are sectionals or couches except for one recliner. Our cost per goods may average out to be about $300, $400, but we sell our recliners at only about $150 to $200, maybe $250, meaning we might take a $50 to $100 loss on that item. There's nothing wrong with that. Realistically, if you want to change your cost per goods and mess the numbers around a little bit, you can. That's just the easiest way I find to keep track and order your books. That way you can see kind of where your numbers are lining up. Also, keeping track of the date you received the item and listed the item and sold the item can help determine if that couch is one your customers love, one they hate. I mean, there has been couches that we've had in here for 3 months that have just sat until we practically gave them away. So some of our more popular sets would include the Thomasville Tisdale. It is a 6-piece modular set with a storage ottoman, as well as the Thomasville Lowell. It's also a 6-piece set, no storage ottoman, but same as the other one, fully modular with removable back and bottom cushions. These are by far the best 2 sellers that I have. I would say we probably sell both those combined about 6 of them a month at the very least. And where we source our furniture, we get quite a bit of those in, so not a bad deal. However, we do get stuff like the Henry Don 2-piece that sits for quite a while, or the Carlton Sleeper Sectional. I love that set. I love how it's set up. Most people, they just don't like spending the money on it. So unfortunately, on a $2,000 couch, even though that one is brand new, we can only sell it for about $850 to maybe $1,000 if we're lucky. But it really comes down to knowing your customer base, knowing the average price you can sell stuff for, and realistically, you gotta ask yourself, am I willing to sit on this item for 3 months in order to get that extra $100-200? And trust me, sometimes it's not really worth it. Better yet, to have more cash in hand to buy new inventory than sitting on old inventory that's just starting to collect dust. So trust me, knowing your numbers is gonna help you a lot more than you think in the long run. But let's go to the next one. Transparency is everything, especially when it comes to selling liquidated goods. People don't mind buying liquidation if they can trust the person they're buying stuff from. So when it comes to those couches that you can't quite get repaired all the way, or you can't quite get the stain out, you know, offering lower prices or being honest and upfront about them can really impact your customer base. For instance, this couch that I'm sitting on now, this is an 8-piece Lowell. It is a white couch, very hard to clean, can't quite get everything out of it. On this couch specifically, we have a little note slip right here that says everything that we did to it and everything that is still wrong with it. Word for word, we wrote, we have put this through our 4-step cleaning process. However, we can do additional cleaning as requested for an additional fee. We did put this through our 4-step cleaning process. That's the full inspection, dry vac repair, full deep clean. I mean full. You should have saw this when it came in. It was pretty bad. It's still bad now, but it is better. This normally is about a $2,500 couch, but on this Saturday during our end of October sale, we're gonna be only selling it for $500 just to get it out of here. But you do wanna be honest about what you're selling. You know, sometimes you can't get this all the way clean. Even though we bleached it for a couple hours, we still couldn't quite get everything out. Like the set to the right over here. It is a 7-piece leather modular sectional, almost in pristine condition. Except there is a corner that has some leather fading and or scratching on the base of it, so it's fully visible. Besides that, the piece right next to it has a big gaping hole in the back. This is a very unfortunate case where it's just the way they stacked it before they delivered it to us, put a hole right through the back of the couch. Other than that, the rest of the pieces are in amazing condition. It's normally a $4,000 couch. We're gonna be selling it this weekend for $750. This may not have to do with the category, but I know a lot of you are wondering why so low on prices. Like I said, we want to build trust, we care about our customers. I'm not trying to make bank on some of the couches that are, for one, the last item in their respective truckloads, and 2, they have their issues and it's pretty apparent. So we're not gonna charge an arm and a leg for this kind of furniture. Another way you can help build trust with your customers, obviously, is to help load the couch when they purchase it. On our open days on Saturdays, I'm the runner, meaning my girlfriend, she stays at the counter, helps the customers up there. Anytime a couch is purchased and they want to take it now, I'm running to the back here, helping them load it up in their truck, in their car, whatever may need be, if that makes sense. That way we can kind of just boost the trust with them. Another thing you can do is offer to plastic wrap the couch for them. Say they're not coming to pick it up for a couple days and all they have when they come to get it is a 6-foot bed and it's a large 7-piece couch. Some customers are worried, you know, we do have stuff that's in like new condition. They don't want to get it dirty. We'll offer on occasion to plastic wrap the couches for them for an additional charge. Yes, it is an upsell that you can work on with your customers to make a little more money. For us, sometimes we don't really charge much for it. I mean, we get free plastic wrap here and there, so we have a boatload of it and it takes maybe 15 minutes. So I'd much rather build that customer base and that trust than charging an arm and a leg for plastic wrap. At most, I think we'd charge like 50, maybe 75 bucks just to wrap a couch for somebody. But again, I wouldn't focus on the money aspect when it comes to that. Now, another thing you can do within this business is a money back guarantee if there is an issue or something like that with a particular item. In our case, we don't necessarily do that when it comes to couches. Here at my business, all sales are final, they're guaranteed. We leave enough room for you to pull the couch apart. If there's any issues, we tell you about them. This, that, and the other. But we do have a 48-hour exchange or return policy on all electronics or powered goods, kind of like your power recliners, or sometimes even the sectionals. The 48-hour policy really does help a lot when it comes to our electronics. When we get a full truckload of electronics or a few pallets worth of electronics in, sometimes we don't have time to go through, open every box, and test every little item. We'll look for any visual damage or anything like that. What we can't test, we will try and sell, because we're trying to rotate through stuff. Anytime someone purchases something, we let them know of that policy. Hey, these just came in. If there's an issue, you can shoot me a text or a call. Here's my business number, and here's my personal number, and we can work something out, something like that. That's just another way to help build trust within the liquidation space and running your liquidation business. And like I said, some people do it for couches too if they're not satisfied, which personally I don't like to do because we're rotating through stuff all the time. It can be more of a hassle than what it's worth, but you do you. Time for the next one. This industry changes fast when it comes to suppliers, trends, your margins. How do you keep up with that? Better yet, how do you find a way to stand out from the others? The ones who survive in the liquidation space are ones that keep changing the game, even in small ways. You're gonna wanna adapt and you're gonna wanna add value to your business and to your space. When you're first starting out, it is a little hard to adapt and grow, but when doing a business, building a business, or a side hustle, you kinda just naturally adapt along the way. You find out what works best for you, you know who your audience is, and you'll learn how to market yourself and market your business. Now, personally for me, one of the things I learned to add value, people love the brand new stuff, but they love the low prices. Obviously, getting into all of the brand new stuff that we talked about in one of our last videos has started to bring a little more value to the name Wholesale Warehouse and what we stand for. Now, obviously, with a contract through Ashley Home Store, we can't compete with them too much, otherwise we'll lose our contract, but we are a smaller business, so we can't really compete too much, so they probably shouldn't let us go, right? But this is just another way we're adding value to the business. We're bringing in brand new stuff. We can order stuff for people and supply them with a lot more options that we can't quite fit all in this warehouse. It is a big warehouse, don't get me wrong, but the stuff that we can order would absolutely fill this place up if we ordered each and everything. And like I said, even small ones. Our claw machine back there. One of the reasons why we got that was because when families would come in here and spend a lot of time, kids would get rowdy really fast. And they would start playing parkour on our brand new couches or our liquidated couches that we spent hours cleaning. And it does get frustrating sometimes and can be a little annoying to go back over these couches. You don't want to, hey, I saw your kid climb on this couch, pay up. It's one of those things where it's hard to really find the right answer for. Some liquidation businesses and other business owners have a play area, which we are starting to build out officially. I've been thinking about doing it for a while now, I just haven't got around to it, but we are officially starting a little arcade area over there to hopefully bring in a little more value as well when it comes to your shopping experience, the presentation of the store, building trust when it comes to throwing in coupons, free gifts, free surprises, stuff like that within the machine, and bringing out a more happy environment in general. Obviously, another thing about adding value to your space is more or less just advertising, making it look better in here. Having a skeleton pose for the month of October on your couches. Making it look pretty, lighthearted, and funny brings more value to the items people are buying. You set everything up real nice, you have the retail value as well as your price, you're adding value because people can see it's a brand new couch or like new couch that they're getting at a much lower value. It makes them lean towards wanting to choose you over some of the other businesses or larger box stores. At the end of the day, it's not about selling couches. It's about building something everybody can enjoy. If you can mix hustle with creativity, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. Anyway, that's been the video. This is Jacob signing off. I hope you learned a little something, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.